Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Perfect Manager. We're on episode 21. We've pushed ahead a ways in the season. We'll catch up on where that's at after we play this upcoming game, 28th of December. So you can see we're kind of right where we're at as we head into January. We have had some changes to the lineup. Matrix has now joined us, and he is just like O'Neal as a player. Very, very similar attributes at 18 years of age and a high potential. Yeah, we're expecting him to grow soon, but he's just behind O'Neal in terms of quality. And so we've just kind of upgraded our depth on that one. Meanwhile, we've also added in another player, which is River Allen. River Allen was coming in at about 3.5 or even 4 stars, but he, since joining us, he's got quality. You can see technical, the passing, the tackling, the technique are all very good. The teamwork, vision, work rate, determination, all very high, but he is absurdly slow. And at 29 years of age, that will get worse. But the worst part, because at 29, he shouldn't be getting worse yet. He should just be kind of fully developed at this point. He comes on as a star player, ball-winning midfielder for us, but unfortunately, he has trained horribly. Just horrendous training without any injuries or anything like that to account for it in the month or so since he has joined us. Every week, he's had the lowest training rating by about a full point. And it's bad enough that he's actually dropping in skill, not just slightly, but rapidly. His tackling was a 12. His passing was a 12 a month ago. They're already coming down. So his shelf life is looking quite short unless he can suddenly turn things around. And I've already had a talk with him about it, and he was a total a-hole and told me off. So, yeah, this is the first time that actually I will oversee him on the field. We'll see how he does. 2 older players, slow players with skill in the midfield. Obviously, there's good parts about that, but there's definitely some bad parts about that, and we need to compensate their lack with some speed around them. So that's kind of one thing we need to focus on, but we'll see if he's going to stick around. Charlie Lee, meanwhile, has done very well in his role, especially with the free kicks. He's performed quite well, but he's had an injury that he's just recovered from that kept him out for a couple weeks anyway. Yeah, let's get to the game. Now, our position in the league is not good. And Riley Lowe, his position in the lineup is very much in jeopardy. He's been the worst performer of the year. Since signing him, he has not turned out to be the player that he could or should be. My problem is I don't really have a backup that's any better. George Reed, who's played the position until he took over, doesn't have much of any skill, though he actually did perform decently when he was in the position. So we might be going back to him, even though he's down at U23 level right now. Bad turnover there is going to lead to a counterattack. We're in a bit of trouble. Oh, terrible defending there. We do at least answer back. Dymek has picked up an injury in this one. I've also switched up the lineup. I left Wadham in after he had done such a good job for us earlier. Oh, offside. Wow, that was close. Wow, it's halftime already. 0-0. I'm okay with that, but this is one of those games we need. So we sit 3 points ahead of Basingstoke. We are 16th. They are 17th. We have not performed well. But one of the reasons why we haven't performed well, 2 reasons. One, the assistant manager we had, who had okay quality for the level. And of course, I go on vacation for huge chunks of the season, so I don't manage a whole lot of the games personally. And that absolutely hurts our performances. But the assistant manager we had, who was decent, got hired as a head coach at our level. And so now we had to find somebody new who was definitely not as good, and they have not done terribly well there. The squad that they pick every day and the performance they get out of that squad are really. Let's go ahead and get Dymek out of there while we can. Where is Kazeni? Kazeni, the natural starter for that position for a long time. And so that was the only change that I made personally heading in, is I've kept Wadham in the squad to help him develop, where he's got a lot of potential compared to the other wingers. And then push Dymek into Kazeni's position, where Kazeni was one of our first season guys still around. Golik, long ball to no one. Second reason why we have struggled a bit, as that clearance gets deflected and doesn't make it out. O'Neal picks up an easy one. Good possession from our two central midfielders. Parson, great move across. That was onside. He gets behind three defenders, but the left back, who was marking him totally deep, out of position, plays Parsons on. Lee reads it and makes a wonderful, wonderful pass there. Great first touch from Parsons, and then just scrapes the inside of the post in the bottom corner. Keeper had the inside covered too, so that very much went against the scheme of things. You can see how he's behind all three of those defenders, but that left back was a good 4 or 5 yards behind his teammates, and we lead 1-0 70 minutes in. So really, really good opportunity here to actually grab some points. Okay, Wadham has struggled. Maybe we need to bring... Oh, I don't have a backup. Oh, nice Golik. Oh, but Riley Lowe can't win that one. Oh, nice stop from O'Neal. Really nice stop. He gets a piece of that one. Coppin is tired. Let's go ahead and bring on the fresh legs and quick, speedy Jamie Nicholson. Crawford, good header away. Sorry, let me finish this. Second reason. We had a string. Obviously, the league is a roller coaster. Positions are constantly changing. So the team that is third place 1 month is probably not in third place a month later. We had a stretch of the schedule where 80% of our games, wow, hello post. 80% of our games were against top 10 teams. Over and over and over again, we played top teams. And it kept cycling through, and we have just now finally hit a stretch where we've got some opponents that are in our part of the table, lower mid, and unfortunately we've had like 4 straight road games, this being the last of those. So we finally get an opportunity against some opponents that we could probably beat, but instead of getting a clear shot at that, it's all on the road, making it that much more difficult. So placement, not good. I mean, entering this match, we were 16th. At best, we would be 15th after winning today. I would imagine we're still going to be 16th. But all things considered, I mean, we had the first place, second place, and fourth place team 3 matches in a row. So you can see now, for the first time all season, we've actually gone above 1 point per match. That's not a good record. We're still 16th, 23 points. We've now closed down on Frome, who did get a draw today, but we've managed to get actually just 3 points out of 12th right now, plus goal differential. But that's getting us a little closer to where we need to be. We need to edge away from this group behind us. We are 8 points clear of the drop right now, so it's not like we're doing terrible. But I was certainly hoping to be a mid-table team, and as we've added in some pieces, it feels more and more like we should be there. We're slowly finding better players, slowly. And we're certainly finding good young talent, but of course our huge problem is we have one excellent coach, and then we don't have money for anybody else. We have one excellent coach who's just 3 stars across the board in terms of training, because we have poor facilities and we're stretched absurdly thin. So development is slow. Our U18s, though, are developing fast, and we're just starting to get some of them into the senior level. I did get a preview of our upcoming intake, and it's supposed to be another good one comparatively to what we have. So, there's good signs, but we're kind of stuck at the moment where we're at with we can't upgrade facilities. We can't, finances have been such a problem. Now, this year, we're not losing money. We're still pretty much just break even, though, even with the new stadium. Our audience getting a little bit bigger. I mean, we are gaining a little bit of a reputation. It's one piece at a time. But we're really held up at this level at the moment. And I think at some point, when the finances are made right, this team could really start to make some ground and start moving quick and, get up into the National League or anywhere in the Football League relatively fast. But right now we're kind of stuck at that sink or swim stage. And, the wonderful thing about it is it feels more realistic this way. Not just climbing 6 divisions in 7 or 8 seasons like you could always do in the past in Football Manager. Now, finances are a real struggle. You can make a couple divisions in a couple years where everything kind of comes together, but then you hit a new difficulty level, and then you can stall out for many seasons. And you see that in real life all the time. All the time. Or you can, hit those struggling points and drop down a division or two. You could be Sunderland and go from top of the world to a couple divisions down in a hurry. And after pushing forward one full month, now the 1st of February, we have a home match, which has been a rare thing for a while. I don't know what's going on, but we have been just loaded. Very unbalanced schedule this year. Nice ball from Charlie Lee. He is our leading scorer. He's our leading creative player. He might not have speed, but at this level, his mental and certain technical attributes have really, really shined. And yeah, the lack of speed has not hurt him much. Well, anyway. Full month ahead. Here's Dymek. Finds Parsons. Nope. He recovers. Oh, nice shot. But really, really excellent save on that one. That was not an easy one. Full on layout there. Lee nearly gets that into prime range to put that one on target, but they get a piece. Meanwhile, Basingstoke is up 2-0 on Gresley. Basingstoke about 4 points behind us in the standings, but it's Gresley who lead the league by a good 10 points right now. So yowzer, how did they pull that one off? On the road, nonetheless. Thought that was offside, but nope, no dice. Another free kick. No, we lay it off, but reset to Lee. Another chance at it. Nope, doesn't send it in. Little late on that one. Parsons can't quite get there. Riley Lowe actually making a decent play. I'm so desperate to replace this guy. I've been scouting left backs nonstop for the last month and a half or so as that one's given away. And today we're giving our first start to Alex Cooper. That was deflected. Otherwise, that looked like it was heading in. Not the greatest ball from Lee, though it was in a dangerous spot. There's just nobody there. Nice control of this match, but we just haven't been able to convert yet. Dangerous play from Davis, but he made it work. Long clearance. Long ball there. Davis retreats, get in front. Oh, where are your center backs? Hay gets past everybody. Boy, he's offside by a mile there, but of course by here, he's onside. You got a fullback who is coming over and trying to help, but doesn't get inside him. No idea why your center backs are just hanging out, letting him do that when he's clearly onside. And we go from total domination to down 1-0 at the half. Aggressive. Come on, second half. Worked for about 5 of them. There we go. Dymek. Parsons. Long ball to Wadham. He keeps it in, but a bit long on his first touch. Leads to a tackle, but at least we get the throw out of it. Okay, Coppin is struggling so far. Golick is really struggling. I think he got blamed for the goal. Parsons. Flick on header. Not enough power. Cooper, nice one there. This is, like I said, Cooper's first start, the 18-year-old from our youth. This is our first youth player to make it up through. Second yellow. That is a send-off here in the 56th minute. And Charlie Lee equals on the free kick following the red card. Great kick. Oh, that was deflected? Was that deflected? That looked like it just scraped off a head. We've got to continue on and be aggressive here, especially now playing a man up. Lee, nice cross. Parsons, shot is blocked. Lays it off again for Lee. That was a nice cross, but the defense jumps high enough to get it out. Bad giveaway, but Riley Lowe, nice cut inside. Coppin, over the top. Let's get a sub for Coppin. Let's get some speed. Let's get Jamie Nicholson out there. Into stoppage. Dangerous free kick. O'Neal forced to make an excellent save. End of highlight. No corner kick from there. Apparently wasteful. Copper heads it away, but to no one. Time is up. It's probably the final play. Long ball. Looked offside. No call. There's the call. Just came a bit late. This should do it. Nice ball over the top for Parsons, but he cannot get to the end. And we'll have to settle for 1 point, but at least it was not a loss against a side who is about 6-7 spots ahead of us in the standings. Totally dominated, though. He very much would have liked to have come away with the point. I mean, in terms of XG, all of their XG came virtually, anyway. All of it came in just one instant. One simple little breakdown, and we create over and over again, but only managed to get one ball in the net. And that is this team in a nutshell right now. When you look at the analysis of where we're at, we are dead even in the league in terms of creative, in terms of defense, meaning we should be right down mid-table. But we are ineffective in the chances that we create, meaning we don't convert very often, and our defense does exactly what it did today. It gives up. We don't give up very many chances, but when we do give up chances, other teams score. We are the leakiest defense, and we are about the second least effective offense, though both of them are on par with the standards of the league in terms of how often we create or how often we give up chances. So just not good enough. I don't know, mentally, or just the killer instinct. I don't know what it is. Do I want to go with that was unlucky? Should have done better. They should have won that match, especially when you consider they were down a man for almost that entire second half, and the goal we got was immediate. We now sit on 28 points, level with Kids Grove, though well behind in goal differential. The minus 21 is the worst in the league. We have the worst goal difference in the league. When we go up against those top teams, they're getting 3-4 goals. Well, 3. Pretty consistently 3 goals. We're losing 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 against pretty much all the top 8 teams or so. That's added up to a pretty poor goal record. We do fine against the bottom of the league, but it's just, I don't know, it's all a bit too much. That's 26 played now, with 20 in the league. That's a 38-game season, so we're looking at another dozen games to go. So we're getting pretty late on already at this point, 2/3 of the way through the season. And next episode, we're going to kind of push straight to the end of it. That's just how it is. We're struggling here in this league, and half the players I've brought in have worked out. Half of them have been a bit of a dud. Riley Lowe has been a massive dud, and we are very much looking to replace him. He has performed terribly in his role, and we just don't have another option. Here's the squad as it sits now and kind of how they've done, and we can see through progress who's developing. Alex Cooper has continued to develop rapidly over the last 12 months. That was his first start. I really think I need to start getting him in. The assistant coach is not, but if I can start getting him in the squad, and the star ratings are all based on your assistant manager. My assistant manager is garbage. So these star ratings are, you really have to take them with a grain of salt. You have to go in and you have to compare players. We have to take Alex Cooper. We have to compare him against Crawford, who's been the starter. And here we can now see an honest look at them. I mean, I can go straight into the attributes and really break it down. But here we can get a pretty clean look. We can see how Cooper is faster. He's more physical. He's a better natural defender. He's better mentally, even though he's 18 years of age and Crawford's 25. He does lack in a few areas. He doesn't quite have the vision. He's not as good attacking or technically. And one area he definitely lacks in comparison is aerially. Crawford, good in headers. But this is somebody I think I need to force into the side a bit more often, because we can start to see an explosion in development as he's 18, get those first appearances under his belt, and then all of a sudden we could see him, see that defending push out to a 9 or 10 instead of an 8. See that physical push up a little bit, the mental. And if that aerial gets to an 11 or 12, suddenly the one little weakness he has is almost on par. And then if he's pushing well ahead, right, there's a reason why you've got to try to ride the wave of rapid development, especially at a level like this. Even though Crawford has been somebody we've relied on for quite a while, and Golick, we added last season late on, you can already see the comparison here. He's better than Golick. He's just a hair slower. He's not as good in the attacking, but we don't need him to be. So, yes, Cooper needs to feature in this squad. Seeing the quick overview, you can see Charlie Lee now 9 goals, highest rating, and most assists on the squad. And he definitely didn't even begin the season as a starter. We just had a really terrible run to open the season. Then we put him in as a starter, and yes, it turns out that it was a very good move. Well, anyway, 8, 4, and 14. Certainly not the kind of season I was hoping for. I was trying to take the next step, and in so many ways it feels like we have. So I don't know if this is just my assistant manager really can't pick a side, can't manage a squad, or like we were saying early in the episode, we've had this terrible run of really tough stretches where we're playing teams when they're on high, when they're rising up the ranks, and then shortly after they'll take those first losses and start to plummet, but then you're on to that next team that's on the rise. So the schedule has just felt very harsh. But of course, technically, play every team twice, right? Technically it's balanced. We're just playing them at the wrong time in the season for that individual team, and that individual team, and that individual team, all being in a bit of form at the time that we're going up against them. And then, of course, I've hit a point where I realize that, yes, probably the ticket to us going forward and moving up is going to come down to me managing the squad every match for a season. And maybe once I get the right players in place and feel like that's a possibility, maybe I'll do that. For now, we're kind of floundering at this level, and whatever. I don't necessarily care that we're floundering at this level for a little bit, because the finances are still not good, and rising a level is not going to suddenly help with that. So there are things necessary, and I don't mind letting some seasons kind of breeze on past with the quick sims, because there's only so much time. I only have so much time, and I can't play through every match unless I have a squad that's actually going to win, because I think if I played every match right now, we're still probably only sitting on 40 points, maybe upper 30s instead of 28. So better record, certainly, but would it be enough to actually be moving up? Probably not. And time frame wise, take me many hours longer to actually go in and take care of everyone. So I need some personnel. I need some players that are actually going to be capable of winning some games, because right now the board expectation is avoid a relegation battle. We just don't have the quality, and it's a matter of finding some more quality or developing some quality, and then maybe I'll take that drastic step of really committing some time to get this squad to win some matches, right? Get what I'm saying? All right. Well, anyway, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.